And let's do it.
Obviously before we were on the live show here, we were talking a little bit about the Mahomes mania that hit Kansas City this year. What were your thoughts on Mahomes and the Chiefs and how well they did?
I'm going to be honest with you guys, for all those listening out there, this was the first time in my adulthood I've ever bought another man's jersey. So I've got me a Mahomes jersey.
You got Mahomes?
And I was looking at some of my Instagram pictures, and the first 5 of those pictures are with jersey on, so maybe trying to hang that out. But I think it's the real deal. It's really neat to see a young man conduct business the way he does, And if I'm being honest, I think we're being honest. We've kind of got the first time in a long time, not your seasoned kind of veteran quarterback that's on his way out. We've got a guy that we can really build a program around. So, I'm pumped. We were on ESPN. One of my mentees at Corinth Elementary, they had about 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were in the frenzy of all that. They were filming kids getting the Patrick Mahomes haircut at this barber shop. So we made it, man. So
nice.
We made it. So it was kind of cool. But I think he's great. It's really kind of created this really neat buzz here in Kansas City.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that on the show as we were going through it. It was cool to be in Kansas City and to be around all that and see how everybody, kind of comes together. Like, hey, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other cool thing too is it's like probably the first time I think that the Chiefs have traded up to reach for a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
'Cause really, they typically go for, like you said, seasoned guys. Alex Smith. Before that, Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Which was a flop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is, they still went for it. But like in my adult life, as far as like keeping track, I never remember them like trading up to go for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So they took a big risk on getting him.
Yeah.
And he's here, and he's as good or even better than what we thought.
Absolutely.
He's elite. He's the MVP, which is crazy. I didn't think that was going to happen this year. I thought he was going to throw him a lot more interceptions, like he did at Tech.
Right.
But he didn't, man. Andy Reid's the quarterback guru, so it's all good, man. The season was a win for me. I feel like next year is like, I think I don't know. I got a gut feeling about making it back to the AFC Championship next year. Especially if they get the defense figured out.
Yeah.
Looks like the staff's coming together. It looks like it's pretty good.
Yeah, and they did end up getting the linebacker coach from Kentucky that they were going after. Kentucky was kind of giving them some grief on that, but I think they ended up working that out and getting that deal done. To bring that guy in. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Well, the nice thing, too, about the Chiefs is that you're seeing them be on the thing that was hurting them, which was defense, they're being proactive about it. Mega proactive.
Yes.
We've heard Bob Sutton's a nice guy, but obviously wasn't getting the job done. Schematically, you can kind of see. Like, Romo's sitting up. So if Romo's sitting up in the booth, and he's sitting there calling the game, and he's telling you what the Patriots are going to do because he sees what Brady definitely sees what the defense is going with. Right?
Oh, yeah.
If Romo sees it, Brady definitely sees it. So they just tore us up. So, I mean, I think it's nice to see the Chiefs be proactive and getting that stuff squared away. So
I think they're going to kind of do what the Royals did a couple of years ago where, they kind of teased us a little bit. Don't worry, y'all. Next year we get the full money. So I think you're right. I think next year is going to be a special season. But I think the season was a win, for Kansas City, and the program is definitely going in the right direction. So sky's the limit, man.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I definitely, feel that the Chiefs are definitely trending up. It's going to be hard to beat this season with the excitement. It did kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, I don't think anybody outside the organization expected an AFC Championship game here at Arrowhead.
I didn't. I had the Chargers winning the
at
AFC
the beginning
West.
at the beginning of the season, but it was great for Kansas City, and I hope Patrick Mahomes does that for the next 10 or 12 years, kind of like Brady has done for New England.
Absolutely.
The thing about the way he played this year is he always gave the Chiefs a chance to be in the game.
Yep.
He didn't blow it. He always gave him a chance. Mm-hmm. So, hopefully that continues and he goes on from there. Last week we talked about, let's hit the NFL news before we go into college basketball.
So you want to go Kareem Hunt?
Yeah, let's go Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, Cleveland Browns, 1 year, $1 million.
Which is all incentive based.
Win-win, right?
Me personally, I don't like it. There's video of him kicking a woman.
Right.
And I think that's untouchable, unforgivable. There's video of it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what she said or what he did.
Right.
Now, I'm not a minority, so I cannot speak to, if somebody was being derogatory to me in that way. Right. But still, that to me is not an excuse to put your hands or feet on a woman. Yeah. So for me, I don't like that. I do like that his assignment or his contract is all incentive based, so they're really not giving him any money up front.
Well, I think if anybody was going to give him a shot, it was going to be probably the guy that drafted him, which is Pioli, Dorsey. And then, on incentive base, perfect. If he plays really well, Cleveland doesn't have to keep him because they have Chubb. They can trade him off, get a draft pick, boom. So, and then Kareem gets a shot. My thing is this, I was kind of going back and forth on kind of how I felt about it. Police didn't charge him. They didn't charge him with nothing. He got that night he was good, right? And he's still good. And so I'm thinking, is the NFL supposed to hold guys to a higher standard than even, the law? So that's the thing, because I heard that a little bit on talk on ESPN and Fox, and I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. But I think a free market kind of determines who gets the shot. And another thing I heard mentioned was if Kareem can get a job, Kaepernick?
Yeah.
Kaepernick. By this time, Kaepernick might be out of football shape, maybe, right? So we might be past the window. But, Kareem gets a job, Kaepernick does it. That's kind of funny to me, too. But I don't know.
So what are your thoughts, Dre, on the whole Kareem Hunt situation?
Oh, man, this is like talking politics. I might lose some Facebook friends over this. Honestly, I think I would kind of side with you. I think touching a woman, that's one of those things you just not good. It's not good for your character, your integrity, whatnot. But on the other side, what I believe is that, we're all one mistake away from blowing it. We've all been there. We've all blown things. We've all made mistakes. And, at the same time, forgiveness,
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think this is kind of a win-win where, if he does well and he's able to, stay on track and not get in trouble, why not? Why can't the guy have another chance? I've needed the second chances in my life, so that's kind of my stance on that. So,
and as far as how the contract is structured, like you talked about, all incentive, that's for a guy because if he screws up, they don't owe him anything,
right?
Yeah. Right, and so I think it's good. And like I said, the forgiveness, second chance type stuff, that's okay. Yeah. Kareem and some of the other guys, he could use this as a super positive thing.
Teachable moment.
If he can turn this thing around and get to talk to the other young guys hey, don't do what I did, blah, 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 blah. And because, somebody still believed in me, now I'm up in front of you today talking about this. I think that's what should happen. Hopefully it does. Yeah. But I don't know.
And I do too. I hope that younger athletes are able to learn from this. Not that if it happened off camera or there wasn't video of it, it makes it any better.
Right.
But just you have to be aware that in this day and age, with camera phones and insecurities in hotels, there's going to be a camera on you almost everywhere.
Think about it right now. There's 3 cameras in here right now.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Our phones, right? Everyone has a camera. Yeah.
So you've got to be aware of that. And I used to tell athletes, even when I was at Avila, which small college, you have something to lose. Most of these people that are going to try to egg you on don't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So don't lose your livelihood or what could be your livelihood over a silly mistake. Yeah. So I'm for the forgiveness. I don't know. I'm torn with it. But I am glad that at least it's not he didn't get a huge deal. That it is incentive based. So if he gets suspended for 10 games next year, really Cleveland doesn't lose anything.
Right.
Yeah. If anybody was going to give him the contract, it was going to be Dorsey. Going to be the guy that put a lot of time into him.
Yeah.
And so we'll see.
There's no doubt Kareem Hunt is a fantastic football player,
and he still lost out on a lot because he would.
Yeah, he did.
He got a really fat deal if he would have stayed here.
Yeah,
sure.
And I don't fault the Kansas City Chiefs at all for cutting him when they did.
No, they handled it correctly.
That's what they needed to do, and they handled it. But hey, I just hope like I said, I hope young athletes can learn from it, and I hope that Kareem Hunt has learned from it and, moves on and moves forward. Yeah. Just, put this in the past and, put it to bed. But it does give us something to talk about here.
Absolutely.
For a few minutes on the show.
Yeah, we got a little bit of material out of that.
Fill some time.
We did.
Other NFL news that hit today, Joe Flacco is being traded to the Denver Broncos.
Have we gotten what round pick it is?
No.
Just mid-round?
Yeah, mid-round pick is all I've seen. So evidently, the Case Keenum experiment is over in Denver. I don't see how a guy who was such a great quarterback in John Elway is so bad at evaluating that position.
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably an article somewhere where you know what? It's the Michael Jordan as a GM argument because he can't build a team. Where's he at? He's at Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte
he can't
now.
build a team to save his life because everything it didn't come easier to him, but his work ethic is so ridiculous. No one else's is like that, right? So he doesn't understand why some of these guys can't get it or whatever. So it's like he evaluates guys like he evaluated himself. I don't know if this makes sense. So like Elway's thinking like, why can't these guys do this? Why can't these guys do that? That might be like one of those things where because he can't draft. He's tried to draft just one, right?
He's drafted a couple.
Yeah,
he drafted the tall guy. What was his name? Not Paxton Lynch.
Osweiler.
He drafted Osweiler, and then he drafted
Paxton Lynch.
and then there was the other dude.
I can't remember the other guy.
They cut him, and I don't think he's playing anywhere right now.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of hard sometimes, I think, too. If you're a really awesome athlete, the top of the top doesn't necessarily translate to good coach.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, and I've been around guys who have played in the NFL and then have tried to coach at the high school level, and and I'm not saying this about all of them.
Right.
I'm not making a blanket statement, but a lot of the guys that I have seen try to coach high school football just can't do it because they can't explain how to do it. They were just so athletically gifted that they could do it. That they could get out. They didn't have to train. They still trained hard, but they trained differently. Right. Versus some of our kids. Some guys are way more athletically gifted than others.
I like Flacco. Before the podcast started, I was telling the guys that from a guy that came from Delaware. Mm-hmm. I think he's kind of been your blue collar worker, really done a great job there. But unfortunately, in professional sports, if you're not producing or for whatever reason, it's a business decision.
Yeah,
it's nothing personal. But I think he's a great quarterback. I think he'll do great things in Denver. And I think, honestly, it's anything in life, it's like some of the fresh start's just good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
He
proven
did
champion.
Lead Baltimore to a Super Bowl. Some people were saying that, it's kind of a lateral move for Denver. But I feel like that's definitely an upgrade.
Oh, absolutely.
At the quarterback position. But it's not a long-term solution.
No.
Joe Flacco obviously is on the tail end of his career.
Right.
He's going to restructure his contract. Hopefully they can get 2 years out of him.
So, yeah, I got it pulled up. So he's 34. There's no more guaranteed money on his contract. He just has his base salary, right? Mm-hmm. So he's under contract until 2021. So if they don't do anything with his contract, it's 3 years, which is probably when he's done.
Yeah.
Right?
This will be his last contract.
Yeah. Won the Super Bowl. He's been there. He's a champion. Really had one of the best postseasons we've ever seen that year. He got really hot, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like how we see Eli Manning get hot when he gets to the postseason. Flacco's like that. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm actually not, unless they add a few more pieces, I'm really not too worried about Denver taking over I still think the Chargers are better. Still think the Chiefs are better. But it makes that division much better.
I think it makes Denver closer to those top two teams. I don't think it puts them over the hump.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, they went for this move instead of going after like a Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Nick Foles should get decent money.
Yeah.
Where do y'all think Nick Foles is going? I got my idea. I know where he should go.
I think Philadelphia's going to franchise him.
Absolutely.
Really?
I agree too.
I think they're going to franchise him.
See, I
don't think they want to. I don't think. I think there's someone in the Philadelphia organization high up that still doesn't believe Carson Wentz